Welcome everyone. I hope you all have a beautiful weekend, as today and especially in the past weeks the panic has been massive on the markets. While I'm actually buying crypto right now, I'm actually getting more interested in crypto given the fact that I buy when you scream for your mom. So the point right now is that we are in extreme fear. And where are we heading with the markets? There's a big group of people saying that we are in a bear market. There's a big group of people that is saying that we are in a bull market. Which one is it? It's very confusing. But the point of view is that there is the price analysis, and there are few data points that you can look at when you want to invest in a certain asset class. So let's get to the charts and let's get to the information. But before that, do not forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel, and also do not forget to like this video and comment if you want to see some special content. So let's get to the charts. But first, I've got the Fear and Greed Index, which is at extreme fear right now. And there's some very interesting variables and information additionally. One is social media is a little bit bleeding out. There's discussions everywhere, people getting roasted. There's also in general less people coming into social media. My views are dropping, but that's also on multiple channels. Twitter, there's less activity regarding crypto because the hype is away. The market goes back to equilibrium. And you were interested in investing in crypto when Bitcoin was at 60k, but you were interested with the rest of the world. And when the rest of the world doesn't have the eyes open and has no interest in a certain asset, that's the point where you should become interested in something. Especially when you see topics like Bitcoin to 15k. Altcoins are dead again. We don't need altcoins. Altcoins are scam coins. Those are beautiful times to start investing into those asset classes in general. So I think we're just getting back to equilibrium with the market, and right now is a beautiful moment to start investing in general. And when we look at the Fear and Greed Index, it's currently at 21. A week ago it was even at 13 and 14, which shows that people are currently not feeling comfortable in the positions that they are in. And when people are not feeling comfortable in their positions, you will see that panic or negative news gets the spotlight, because that's the bias of the markets right now. And the higher Bitcoin will come, the heavier the sentiment will switch, and the heavier the altcoins will start bouncing back. So when you want to get opportunities, those opportunities are here right now. And especially when you look at the Crypto Fear and Greed Index in max, so that's the entire 4 years that this index is working right now, you can see that we are on the exact same levels as back in March 2020. March 2020 was the actual crash, in which people were also assuming that we were only going to go down from there. And right now we can see that the actual fear and panic are on the exact same levels, while Bitcoin is at 12 times higher than what we saw during that crash, or 10 times higher. We can see that Ethereum is still above the all-time high of 2017, and we're just in the middle of a bull cycle, which also happened during the .com hype, and when Apple and Amazon make an upwards run during the past 20 years, they've also seen corrections of 50 to 60%, after which it just continued to run upwards. So we're going to look at that in a little bit, but if we look at the higher time frame for Bitcoin at this stage, you can see that right now we've got a very harsh and painful candle. But if you zoom out, you can see that we're not that bearish at all. We're actually just having a very healthy correction after 6 months of going upwards. So which cycle are we in? Are we in 2013, 2014? Are we in 2017, 2018? In all perspectives, it looks completely different than 2017, 2018, as that was the blow off top cycle. Right now, we're probably going to see a very harsh corrective move. We've seen one which is heavier than what we've experienced in 2016 to 2017. But that's probably also due to the fact that we've just seen a massive run to the upside and way more leverage in the markets, which is causing a very deep wick and more panic than what we used to see in 2017. So if we look at this entire picture, we can see that We are currently having a pretty healthy corrective move. What's a scenario are we looking at in general? Well, we do know that this weekly time frame or the weekly areas are very critical to watch, which is this entire zone. As long as Bitcoin holds above this entire region, this entire block specifically, but like this entire region, we are still fine on a weekly time frame. Do we have to bounce quite swiftly and quite fast? Yes, we have to do that. But we can also see in the previous crashes that price stabilizes and stabilizes before it starts to continue moving upwards. As during the bottoming construction, it takes some time to compress, and when it's finally done compressing, it starts to go up the staircase into the next resistance levels. So based on the weekly time frame, based on the monthly time frame, this is a very massive opportunity to get into those altcoins. And when we look at an asset class like Apple, or an asset class like anything that has been running up for the past 20 years, you can see that there's also those corrective moves here, right? I'll just erase this one. You can see that Apple has had a corrective move in 2008. That was the crisis, yes, I know. But we can see that during the entire run-ups, there were multiple heavy corrective moves in this asset class. So when an asset class starts to correct, and especially in the case of Apple, you can also see that it happened during the years before that. It's actually giving you massive opportunities to get into the markets. And there are a few critical levels that we should be holding on to. Very comparable is this corrective move of Apple in 2008. This critical level, people, or at least that this was the crisis, right? The critical level to hold on to is very comparable to Bitcoin at this stage. So you can see that that Apple holds here, stays sideways for like 4 months, and then we start to compress and start running up, but we don't really have any retest at all. So the moment the market starts to switch its sentiment, you will not get many retests at all. And we have had altcoins in the past weeks with Matic and stuff, OGN and more, that bounced back up and did not grant you a retest at all. So that is probably what you're looking at, but right now you're focused on the bearishness and the panic that's all around the markets. So when you look at the Bitcoin values of many of those altcoins, and you just have to look at some, which is Swipe for instance, you can see that the Bitcoin value is still in the area that's at the rock bottom. So yes, we've lost the 100-day and 200-day MA. That's practically because of the fact that Bitcoin crashed. Otherwise, the structure would not be like this. Bitcoin is the sole reason why altcoins have been crashing down. You can see that once we hold this 200 MA, I've put it here, the red one is the 200 MA, we flip back above. Most likely we will not get a retest, we just start breaking above these highs and get into a new bull cycle. So yes, are we getting massive opportunities right now all across the markets because all those altcoins have the exact same view? I do believe that we are. So I'm actually buying into crypto right now. I've bought in that dip. You have been saying that I was stupid to do so, but I'm up about like 60 to 80%. I think you should not be listening to the mass and not to your emotions, but you should be rational and start developing a strategy in which right now is the time for big opportunities. I'll see you again tomorrow with the new market update and the live stream. Stay tuned.